Hi there, my name is Liz Wright, and I am a professor of psychology at Northwest Vista College in San Antonio, Texas. And I wanted to do this video today. It is the first day of classes for us, and I know for a lot of you, it is the first day of your online classes. Maybe that's even the first day of college. Like this never been here before. First day of college, have an online class, have no idea what to expect. Also, if you've never taken an online class before and this is like brand new to you and you're not quite sure how to do the thing, I want to help you to feel more successful and to feel a little less overwhelmed with doing the thing today. Okay. So, um, my experience in terms of being both a student and an faculty member, for my PhD, part of my coursework was online. So I'm going to tell you what I did every semester that helped me to feel like I was successful, that helped me to feel like I could, get organized and um, continue to feel organized and feel okay about my classes. It is okay to feel overwhelmed, especially in these first couple of days, because there's so much going on. Sometimes there's even like challenges like your learning management system, such as Canvas or Blackboard, isn't working, or your school's portal isn't working. We call ours ACEs. So ACEs is down and Canvas is down. And what am I supposed to do? I will tell you, nothing. There's nothing you can do. You can wait. That's all you can do. I'm sorry. But also, nobody else can get in. Faculty can't get in. Your peers can't get in. It's not just you, right? So here's what I would do if it was my first day of a brand new online class. First thing I would do is I would check my student email and see if there's an email from my faculty member welcoming me to the class, inviting me to the class, things like that. If there wasn't one in my student email, then I would go into my learning management system email inbox on Canvas, which is our LMS. It's called Inbox, and see if there was a message from my instructor in there. A lot of times, those emails that they send out on the first day are kind of tone setting emails, which may tell you, like, hey, this is kind of who I am, how my class is. But also, you can kind of tell from the tone of the email sometimes whether they are one of those instructors that, like, is someone that maybe more challenging or maybe more friendly. Like you can kind of tell some things from their tone, but also don't assume that their tone from the first day email is exactly how they are. Because I've had a bunch of faculty members that I read their first day email and I was like, oh, damn, okay, this guy is not friendly or this person's not friendly. And then I met them and it was just, that's just how they are when they write. So definitely kind of keep an open mind when you speak to your instructors. So we are going to check our email. We're going to see what's going on. And if there's no email, then the first thing that you want to do is you want to log into your LMS. You've already done that because you've checked your inbox, right? And you want to click on your course. So to click on the specific course that you want to get into. And so if you're in my classes, let me show you what you should be seeing right now. Okay. So, oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Come on now, participate with me. There we go. So if you're in my child psychology class, then this is what our homepage for our course looks like. Now, for me as an instructor, I try to make all of the information as front and center and available as possible. I will tell you, not all instructors do that. Each instructor that you're going to have is going to think differently, act differently, teach differently, have different expectations. And that's one of the challenges of taking, a full online course load is that you've got 4 or 5 online courses and, you've got 5 different personalities of teachers to deal with. So if you're in my classes currently, this is what our homepage will look like, and all of my homepages look the same. I keep things consistent across my classes because students tell me that they appreciate that. So up here, it'll list the course number, and we've got, our main menu over here for our course. And for my classes, I update this homepage every single week with everything that needs to be done. So this homepage really is like your home. So here I've got a welcome video from my faculty member. Not going to watch that. You can watch that. And then I've got welcome information. So the course begins today. Click on the Start Here module to get a feel for the course. This week we've got introduction assignments. Homepage is your home base. And we will be looking at Unit 1, which is Introduction to Child Psychology. Here's our weekly schedule. I would, as a student, after I've looked over this homepage, go find that weekly schedule and download it and print it out. But we'll talk about that in a second. So we've got, information about the instructor. If I want to learn more about my instructor here, hey, here's that weekly schedule again. And a link to the Start Here module. Apparently, she really wants us to look at that Start Here module, right? And then these are going to be all of the things that are due this week and the links to where we can find them. Okay, so, and as I said, if you're in my classes, this weekly assignments due dates will get updated every Monday, so that you can see what new things there are to do. But you should also not already know because you have the syllabus and you have the weekly schedule. Down here, there's information that can be helpful. The academic skills module that I've created helps you to work on some academic skills such as reading, note-taking, writing in APA style. You can find information on all of those academic type skills in that academic skills module. And then if you ever want to go back to the Start Here module, even after that first week, then you can because it's linked there. We've got a picture of our textbook. Our textbook, if you are an Alamo Colleges student, is going to be free. You click on the Alamo Books Plus link and it will give you a free link to the ebook. Then there's contact information down here. I will remind everybody that I am not currently on campus, so email is the best way to get to me. And then we've got student services, student advocacy, such as mental health, advising, financial services, community resources. If you need technology assistance, there's a link for that. And then this is the number 2, support services, who you can call if you have problems with ACEs or with logging into your classes, things like that. Obviously, if you can't log into ACEs, then you can't get this number. So my suggestion would be to put this number into your cell phone so that you can have it if you ever need to contact support services at Alamo Colleges. Okay, so as I said, this is our home page, and I would start here as a student. And then the next thing I would do is I would follow the instructions. The instructor says go to the Start Here module, so I'm gonna do that. Maybe. There we go. So here is the Start Here module. Says the module is set up to take you through the most important points of the class and help you be successful. You'll learn about the class, review the syllabus, learn how to get help if you need it. So this is actually a video of a walkthrough of Canvas. So it shows you where all of the different things are located. So for example, if you need to find a discussion board for this week, first of all, it's right here in the discussions tab, but this can help you if you forget where things are located. There's also Student Quick Guide. If I go over to the left, I scroll all the way down, Student Resources and Student Quick Guide are right here, and I can ask Canvas like, hey, how do I do XYZ on Canvas? Here's our technical support info again. And then if you need help, there is a help button right there. We've got student services and resources information, how to access accessibility services, support services, online tutoring, the library, the computer lab, all sorts of interesting, useful stuff. Even if you don't need it right now, it's good to know where this page is. And then this gives us some information about our digital classroom. There's some information about your instructor. And then we've got an overview of the course, a description of the course, the learning outcomes for the course. So these are things that you should be working on throughout the course. And then the instructor learning outcomes, those are located here. These are things that me as an instructor, I would like you to be able to do once you finish the course that are somewhat different from the course level learning outcomes that are provided to us by the state of Texas. And then there's suggestions for how to succeed in the course, the technical skills that you need, the technology that you need, how often you will receive feedback, and what kind of feedback you will receive. And if you think she's going really fast, you can go through this all by yourself. I just wanted to show you kind of the process I would go through if I was a brand new online student. So here's my syllabus. I'm a paper person. I like to hold it and highlight it and print it out. So I would download the PDF file and save it to my computer. I do also suggest that students save their syllabi because when you transfer to another institution, let's say that you transfer to UTSA, they may need to see a syllabus from a course that you've taken to see if the syllabus covers the same thing that their syllabus covers, so that they can accept that class instead of you having to take the class over again. So it's always good to keep your syllabi. Keep a file folder on your computer of all of your syllabi so that you can have them. So yeah, I would download it. I would print it out. It's got lots of useful information in there. And you can kind of go through this. And as I said, I am a paper person. I prefer to read on paper. So I would probably print this out and read it afterwards. One of the most important things that students tell me about the syllabus is the schedule. So this is going to show us, okay, the first week of class, what are we doing? Unit 1, what are the readings? The textbook, sections 1, 1, 1, 3, so pages 2 through 7 and 30 through 32. And then what are our activities? We are doing an introduction post. We are doing a Unit 1 discussion, which includes an original post and a reply post. And then we have a theorist activity that is due by, oh wait, that falls into the next grouping. So your course agreement is due by Wednesday, and then your academic integrity quiz is due by Friday. And so, as I said, I would print out the syllabus, and you can also print out the weekly schedule by itself so that you can highlight things and cross them out once you've finished them, which for me makes me feel pretty good. I don't know about you. So it goes over course learning outcomes for each unit and what learning outcomes are and how you can use them to study and to check your learning. This goes over the major assignments in the course. So discussions, content quizzes, activities, exams, and online activities. Just looking to see where case studies, oh, there we are. Case studies fall under activities and assignments for this one. And then basically we have a page showing us like, how am I assessing the learning outcomes based upon those assignments? How to update your notifications is important because for me as an instructor, I send a lot of announcements. Basically, if I have 5 or 6 students that ask me the same question, I will send out the answer to that question as an announcement. So you may get 3 or 4 announcements per day from my classes. So you might want to set your notifications so that you can actually get all of the announcements together at one time at a time that you choose. So you want to set all of that up. You also want to add a profile picture because it's better for us to feel more comfortable knowing who we're interacting with online rather than some sort of vague profile image. These are helpful unit resources. These are in all of my classes. I've created a notes organizer that works for every unit, and I've created an assignment organizer that works for every assignment. So you can basically download these and print out or create a copy of it for each assignment. Now, does every single instructor include all of this stuff? Yeah. Nope, they do not. I've had some that do, I've had some that don't. I've had some that are really involved in the class, what we call instructor presence. Like they're in the discussion boards, they're chatting with us, they're sending us messages, they're, asking for feedback. And I've had some that are on the really low end of presence as well, where you barely hear from them and it takes 2 weeks to get stuff graded. So there is a large variance in what your instructors will be like for online courses. And again, here's that weekly schedule with the downloadable PDF. Some suggestions for, how to interact online. There's remote learning student services and disability services. These pages are all useful if you come up with problems throughout the semester, financial problems or housing problems or food problems, things like that. NVC has things that are available to you. And I think it's, as you can see from the number of pages that I've included about it, I think it's super important and I think it's super useful. We have an advocacy center that includes a San Antonio food bank, all sorts of stuff for our students. Oops. In my classes, all of my students are in a flat or group of students that allows them to interact with other students in a small group. It's kind of like if you went to a face-to-face college that you lived on campus and you had roommates. These are your roommates, so you can talk to them about whatever. And then also, students that participate weekly in the flatmates discussions can earn extra credit points. And then there's a page about online safety, privacy. I mean, most of us have been online for a really long time, but we may think that online classes are kind of the safe space, and they should be, but we still want to be thoughtful about information that we share and things like that. And then at the end of this Start Here module, it goes into the actual assignments that are due in week 1. So that course agreement is due by Wednesday. This introduction is due by Wednesday as well. And this actually moves into the academic integrity module and quiz, which is due by Friday. Okay, so if you want to look at the course syllabus specifically, this is a thing called Simple Syllabus that we all use. That is kind of a standalone item. It has the same exact information as the course syllabus does. Here's where we find our books. Ta-da. Right? Maybe. There we go. And so we just click read now and it will take us into the book. Here's the announcements page. These are the things that I have sent out about the start of our class. If you want to go to a specific module without going to the home page, you just click on the modules page. And there it is. If you want to go to a specific assignment, then you click on the assignments page. And discussions right there. And in my classes, the current discussions are going to be pinned at the top, so you won't have to hunt and peck for them. Okay, so right now we're working on the introduction discussion, which should be at the very top. Then the first Unit 1 discussion, which is a graded assignment. Actually, this is graded as well, is located here. And then we do have reflections for every unit that are offered. They're not graded, but they're a great way to really think about what you've learned and whether or not you feel like you have met the learning outcomes for the unit. Now, again, not every instructor is going to have these. If you have questions, there's a discussion board for questions. This is where I can put new research that's been found. And then these are extra credit opportunities for students. And then this board is actually kind of a spot where I encourage students who are looking at psychology as a career to ask questions about psychology as a career. If you want to go specifically to a quiz or a test or an exam, it's on the quizzes page. You want to check your grades, it's on the grades page. If you want to find what groups you are in, you go to the people page and it will actually show you all of the groups that you are in. You can also do that by going to the, there should be a groups tab over here, and that should send you to your groups that you are part of as well. If you're going to use BrainFuse Online Tutoring, it's here. So you would click Launch BrainFuse and continue with the prompts. Here's a link to our library, support services. When we do the student survey at the end of the semester, it will be there. And so, yeah, that's pretty much how to get around our class. So my suggestion for any first-time online students, check out that homepage, look for emails from your instructor, and then go through your homepage, go through a Start Here module or a Begin Here, anything like that module. Print out your weekly schedule, make sure that you have it at the ready, and start checking off items on your to-do list. Okay, so if you have any questions about taking online classes, what should my next steps be, please feel free to comment on this video and I will help you as much as I can. Thanks.